there's a lot about Mateta goal, as well as a few other stuff get involved. But let's start off with your thoughts, Lou. We've done a live watch along together. Your thoughts on the game overall? Whilst I set everything up.
Yeah, it was first half was KG, but we had our opportunities. He's obviously gone into the half time with a game plan, and they've executed it perfectly. Two good goals, one great set piece, and a brilliant counter-attacking goal started off by Adam Wharton. Brilliant move, and yeah, what an away win!
What an away win indeed. And it's the fact that we didn't concede a goal. We kept a clean sheet. That was positive as well. I think defensively today we stood up and we were counted for. The defenders today were fantastic. I think I'm looking at Richards. I think Gahey, Lacroix, everyone's perfect. But Richards on the right-hand side, he handled Garnacho. And he's been one of those players which we've been targeting at right centre-back because of Riyad's injury. But he's been one of those players which people have been saying, oh, do drop them, do continue having them on in the team. But yeah, even he was fantastic today as well. But was you surprised by Richards' performance? Because I didn't expect him to have that good of a game against United.
Basically, Glasner improves players, and everyone was saying Chalobah was going to be a massive miss, which he is for depth. But Richards has come in and he's performed really well. He had a great defensively in the first half. Second half again, brilliant. A few loose passes, but that's to be expected when he's playing right centre back and not his favoured left centre back.
Yeah, he was, and I thought he done a decent job today. In terms of like other performances, what Patrick's saying, great win, up the Palace 100%. And Gay here 10. I mean, the player rating show should be good as well. Kevin saying, I just woke my kids up screaming at 5 a.m. Mean dad, no, it's the weekend. They can't always sleep. Let them be up at 5 a.m. Palace won at Old Trafford again. You can do whatever you want. They can go back to sleep. But yeah, you can't experience that twice, that feeling of Palace winning. And today, like, it's very hard to say who was even Palace's man of the match. Like, these are the conversation that we're having because everyone was on point, man.
It's Mateta, 2 goals.
Yeah, but you say that, but like defensively, we were excellent as well.
Yeah, I get that, but 2 goals away from home. They were right place, right time. Mateta's definitely got man of the match for me.
In terms of the subs, they made a massive difference, didn't they? That was the key today. Wharton can come off the bench. Eze came off the bench. Remember, Eze was not even meant to feature at all. He came off the bench, and the set piece, the first goal that we had, the set piece was absolutely fantastic. It was just a different class from Eze to Lacroix, and of course Mateta found it and was at the right place at the right time. But the subs, in a funny way, when we talk about squad depth, made a difference. But that's because those players would be starters. I think with this Palace squad, and I've said it for ages, we're not far off, but we do need to sign a few players, a couple players, and I think we're fine. We're not far off. And you know, Eze came off, positive impact. Wharton the same. Are things looking brighter, or is it just too early to say? Like, what needs to be done for us to reach to the next level? Today we beat United, but what overall needs to be done? You're mute.
We need to get cover for Mitchell and competition because I thought he had a really good game defensively again. But when we get in those dangerous positions and those middle to final third, he can lose possession through quality of passing. And you saw on that counter attack when he's driving forward, he just doesn't have anything left in the tank. Yeah, but what a performance, man! What a performance! Just give the guy what he needs. But Wharton, you just saw. I told you, he's the key. He's the lock to everything.
He is. Let's bring on Tim. Whilst I'm setting this all up, Tim,
come on!
The floor is yours.
I am so happy. I need to get this off my chest because I'm so happy for him. Trevor who? Don't tell me that we need another right center back. Chris Richards was unbelievable today. He had Garnacho in his pocket. I'm so happy. No, that was great. I agree that Mateta gets man of the match. I mean, sentimentally, I would love to give it to Richard, but I was screaming my head off because I thought he was terrific. He was so good. And I just, I'm really pleased for him. But I think you're right. I think this is, going back to the pre-match press conference when Glasner said he knows Amorim. He's seen him before. And I think we got to see with the subs a little bit of just how quality a manager Oliver Glasner is. He kind of saw what was happening. He saw what Amorim was trying to do, getting was it Mainu into that pocket of space, and they closed that down and shut it off. And that felt like a very strong professional performance. And I agree with you guys that this is like, I think I'm frustrated like everybody else, and we haven't gotten anybody else in yet. And I don't feel too confident about Chilwell as the solution, but I mean, I'll take whatever cover I can get. But I mean, that's 3 in a row. Can just process this for a second, people. That is 3 matches in a row. Man United has scored how much against Palace? 0. Zip. Nada. Not a goal. Not a goal. Over the last 3 matches, I think it's 9-0 Palace. Process that for a second.
9-0.
Unbelievable. I'm just over the moon, D. I'm so happy.
Yeah, we all are. I don't know if he was at it. We was in the watch long, but I know you was a bit behind. By the way, sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just setting up the stream on my other laptop.
No, you're not being rude.
I'm just trying to sort out the thumbnail and everything else on the other laptop. But yeah, I do think it just shows how good of a, like, simple as how good of a manager Glasner is. Because remember, today, Eze didn't start. Wharton didn't start. They came off the bench, but we lost Chalobah as well. Like, we lost a few players, and despite that, he finds solutions. The only game which we struggled tactically was Brentford. Apart from that, in the last 2 months, I know the Arsenal game, I wouldn't even say we struggled tactically against Arsenal. We just defended in the box more than anything.
Well, they were highly efficient in that game.
Yeah, so we've been very good, tactically, and that's the reason why we need to back him. Today's another perfect example. Maybe at times, but just deliver what he wants, and then we can progress as a football club. It's simple as that. But it is amazing to beat Man United away from home at Old Trafford. Bruno's joined us as well from the Palace Way.
Can I just quickly, Bruno, give you some kudos? Great article on Chilwell at the Palace Way. Fantastic. I couldn't agree more. But go ahead. I wanted to give you a quick thumbs up. I read it. I thought it was great.
Well, just thank you very much. I mean, I woke up, saw the news about Chilwell, was very upset, had like half an hour and just went for it. So yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Your thoughts on the game, Bruno?
We did what we needed to do. It was a very well-coached game. Glasner completely outclassed Amorim. They tried that thing with Mainu. They tried to bait out Lacroix. He was definitely the quietest of our centre-backs, but still had a very, very good performance. Richards was outstanding. Love to see that from him. He looked a bit nervy at the start of the second half, but grew into it. Just bossed that side of the pitch. Mark was great. Dean was great. Hughes was excellent. Ismail Assar, I mean, my God. We brought him in and he looked like a sort of dusty runner, couldn't dribble, couldn't really finish. The guy has got a ridiculous through ball in his locker, and it's the second time he's pulled out a pass like that in as many weeks. And obviously JP is just incredible. Eze is fantastic. It's just so heartening to see such a good performance and capping it off with an Adam Wharton performance, and obviously influential in that second goal. So could not be
quickly. There's been a lot of people are very negative about the club all the time, and it's these moments are a big pie in the face for those people who always want to complain. How about just enjoying what we've got at the moment? I know we want to push for more, but listen, 4 games against United, no goals conceded, and we look like a much better team again today with not even a full squad again.
Yeah, it depends on what you're complaining about, in my opinion.
No, but I'm saying, not. You don't need to complain all the time. I said there's a time and a place.
When the results are worse, you're gonna look at other areas of the club for things to find joy in. And after losing to Brentford, we had a week of very questionable, sort of no news on the transfer front. There wasn't an escape. If you're looking for a Crystal Palace sort of related escape from the first team result, you're going to end up more negative if you're in that last week. But now we've got a win today. It sort of means we can go into this deadline day with a little bit less, carried through kind of negativity. We still really need a left back. Really don't think Chilwell's the answer. Really don't think we'll hopefully sign Chilwell, but we'll see. There are other rumors coming through about centre backs, about attackers. Yes, that could happen. This could be very exciting. All I'm hoping is that we don't, see the result today and go, well, that means Glasner can do it.
Say that again, because that's such an important point. I mean, it's so important. Like, in order for this club to, we're always more negative on transfers than we should be, because transfers are hard. Transfers are really hard. You have to get 3 different parties to agree in order to do it. And unfortunately, in the case of Diouf, we don't know the details, but I really hate that it's gotten to this point. But I also, if I were Dougie, if I were Parrish, I would not pay over £20 million for Diouf. You can't do that, because once you do that, there is no going back. Ask Brighton by how much the tax on their transfers has been. It's gone up something like 25, 30, 40%. They have to just keep paying more and more and more because they got found out.
Carl breaks it down on the Winging It podcast. If the one that came out today, he broke it down. He broke everything down. And I wasn't saying in like the complaining sense. I'm just saying we lose to Brentford, don't get too down. We win today, don't go too up. Just find the medium.
The home form's still an issue, though. Like, I don't want to, we've been United. Let's be ecstatic about it. We still have a real issue at home. I think, 2 wins this season? Spurs and Southampton. So, not but hopefully we can build on that. The issue, I'd say that's a lot of that's related to squad depth, options that we have. Our squad at the moment has been built to play a Glasner counter-attack style system, and that's naturally a better fit when playing away from home. That's why most likely we're seeing that kind of disparity. Hopefully we sign players that give us a bit more quality when it comes to breaking down teams that play a low block. That's what Romain Esse hopefully could be. It's what Daichi Kamada should have been. It's what Michael Olise was, right? So hopefully we do some business, because a player who's a more forward-minded left wing back in place of Tyreek Mitchell against one of those teams would go a long way to breaking down teams that try and sit back. They're playing away from. That's how
if we had a flying left wing back today, it could have been way more than 2, because some of the positions he got in good positions, but he just didn't have that quality in the final third. And I always have a go at Munoz about his quality in the final third. Very, very calm for that assist. Great run. And he laid it on a plate for Mateta as well.
Yeah. No, look, there's other people who are waiting, and I think Bruno can give you more value than I can. I'm just over the moon. So I'm just I'll get out of the line and let other people get in. But that was great, man. That was absolutely great. I love it. On a weekend that starts with the Seaweed getting pummeled,
7-0.
7-0, and then we go to Old Trafford and get a 2-0. Does it? I mean, I know it gets better, but come on, that's pretty good. But anyway,
we'll see tomorrow how much better it gets. But appreciate you coming on, Tim.
It's great.
Right now,
up the Palace. Come on,
love the Palace. Take care.
Let's go. See you later.
That was Tim having his say. We'll bring on Nosa in about a few minutes' time. As always, if you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. 2-0 win. What a win as well by Palace. But Bruno, in terms of the actual player performances today, you did mention a few players like Mateta. For me, Rich has really stood out. Assar grew into the game as well. Is there anything that we could have done better? Because when you look at the circumstances, Kamada, let's talk about Kamada quickly. If there's any negatives, maybe it might have been him. Some people were upset and some people were fine with his performance. But what do you make of his performance?
It wasn't very good. I try and take this. I was a huge fan of the signing originally. I thought it made sense. I watch all of his performances with a kind of try and watch it through an optimistic lens. Like I give him an allowance, and I watch Kamada as I would an academy player making their first performance, and sort of try and extend that empathy to his performance. And he was too poor today for that to work. Basically, his passing was really poor. He had multiple cases of trying little passes that were just behind players or didn't have enough power on them, and it's not the first time he's done that. He's just not been very good since moving here. It's a problem. And in Eze's absence, you'd hope we'd have someone to start over him because he's not like he isn't very good. Even when he played Stockport, he won man of the match, I think, that game, but he still sort of couldn't really dribble and had some weird passes. And I feel like we as a fan base give him a combination of things, which is too much allowances from one side because he has a weird way of hitting the ball and he mishits it, and you can't be doing that at a professional level. You just can't. And another side of the fan base is way too critical on him. You cannot let criticism of a performance cross a line, and sometimes it does. We don't tweet about Daichi Kamada on our account as much as we could do because we don't want to contribute to that sort of wave of abuse that he gets, but it wasn't a good performance from him today. And I've just seen someone say, give Kamada time, he can be like Mateta. He is 5 years older than Mateta was when we signed him, and he's on £100,000 a week, which we won't even give Mateta now. So it doesn't work.
He's a different story. He's the experienced player that Palace bought. So it's like it's a bit hard to give him time. We can't give Kamada 5 years because I don't know how old he will be in 5 years. But he's not. Yeah, it's a different scenario. But I think he's been solid for us. Just apart from this game, I think he's been solid for us when playing in that midfield.
Would you rely on him? Would you like if we were holding onto a 1-0 or we were chasing a comeback goal? I feel like if you bring on Daichi Kamada, it's just a change. It doesn't. What is it bringing? Like, based off what you've seen of Daichi Kamada so far, what does bringing him on actually do for our team? Like, you know how with Romain Esse, you get skill, you get pace, you get a presence in the box. Daichi doesn't have that. If you can bring on Justin Devaney, you've got someone that's going to work hard and get stuck in there. Daichi doesn't do that because he gets knocked off the ball every time. I want to love the guy. He has no impact when he plays, and it's normally negative. And it's getting to a point where he just shouldn't play because it's putting unfair sort of criticism and pressure on him that he just shouldn't be getting because, there's a player in there. It just isn't working in our system at the moment.
Yeah, today he had to play, though, because of the injuries, really. Otherwise, we could have played Nketiah there, which Nketiah is not number 10, which we all know that. So yeah, I guess it depends on the circumstances. But yeah, today, like, maybe that was the only negative. But then again, I mean, we're looking at just like very small things. Overall, everything was great. Our game plan today, tactically, I thought we got it right. That was the biggest thing against Brentford. I did think that the referee wasn't great, but Thomas Frank did also do a good job to nullify Palace's attacking options. However, today, defensively, we saw Mateta saying a bit too deeper than usual. However, like, we create opportunities on the counter attack, and the only other negative is that we could have scored more goals, which is a positive in a way because we did create chances. In the first half, we had chances. But in the second half, is it just down to the subs then for you in terms of the difference makers and why we won that game? Because in the first half, we created chances. In the second half, Eze came on, Wharton came on. And then when Eze came on, we scored a goal. And then when Wharton came on, we scored another goal. Is it just down to the quality? Was we missing quality in the first half in comparison to the second half?
Not just the first half, but our whole season. There has been so many games where the system and the players in the system have created chances for us, but we haven't had the quality of ball or quality of finish to cap it off. And then, it's Eze's ball that leads to Lacroix's header that leads to Mateta's first goal. And it's Wharton off the bench as well, making the pass to Sarr, making the pass through to Mateta again. So, yeah, it's about having the players back from injury who can provide quality. And that's something we've been missing this season. Wharton is just another body of quality infused to that. And I think that's also kind of the logic behind some of these signings we've been trying to make, players like Nketiah and potentially Chilwell, as like bringing in quality. Unfortunately, they haven't delivered as much, but it's clear that that's where we need to improve. The system is working, especially away from home. We just need that quality on the pitch to cap it off.
Yeah, looking ahead then to tomorrow, what do you want to see tomorrow on deadline day? Because I'm not if we're announcing anyone today.
Oh my god, it's going to be tense. We need a left wing back, 100%, and it shouldn't be Chilwell, as I wrote in that piece. Centre backs must get. I'd argue we should be prioritizing it. I don't know. It's weird because obviously, if we sign a left-sided centre back now and put Mark on the right for the rest of the season, we end up in a position where Mark's departure won't be as devastating for our back line because we'll have another player to go into next season with that played this season under Glasner, which is why I'd recommend signing a left-sided centre back, right? Because you get that continuity. It's great back line in front and us back 10. So we want to see us sign a centre back on a permanent, not on a loan. I'd rather see us sign a left wing back on a permanent, but what can you do? Chilwell's a great player. If the money works out, I can see why it would be good. But the thing is, I'm worried about fitness, as I said. Just might be ready. And finally, if there's money and more time, an extra sort of body going forward could be very, very good for us, I think.
Yeah. Do you reckon that we get it done?
I reckon we get 2 of those done because I think we're in a position where we can't afford not to.
Yeah, especially with the left wing back and maybe even the centre back situation.
Glasner's not going to walk realistically just because he's got a year in his deal, and the Premier League kind of money makes that less likely.
What would you give the window out of 10 if we get a left wing back and a centre back?
I came into the window wanting. Well, we also got a winger, right, in Romania. So
yeah, what would you give it out of 10 if we get a left wing back and a centre back cover?
If the left wing back is someone that isn't Ben Chilwell, I'll give it an 8 or a 9. Like, it's about the player, right? I don't just want a body to deputise.
Yeah, I'm saying if it's Chilwell and a good quality centre back, what would you give it? 7,
6. Like, Chilwell's no long term plan there. We have to buy someone in the summer anyway. Like, it's redundant. It just puts more pressure on because we're going to end up selling Mark in the summer, so we'll be under pressure to sign a centre back. We'll probably need to sign another centre back, depending on what happens with Holding.
Makes sense, man.
Like, we'll need to sign a backup right wing back, maybe Kyle Walker-Peters, who knows, to deputise for Munoz. Mateta could go, who knows, if he keeps up this form. Eze, like, we're going to be busy in the summer. I'd much rather fill up the gaps at the moment and sort of plug that so we can worry about replacing the bigger players in the summer. Otherwise, we might have too much to do, and then it's going to be just like this summer. So.
Yeah. Look, great having you on, Bruno. Hopefully tomorrow we can talk about a few more positive signings. But yeah, fantastic having you on. Also, make sure to check out the Palace Way, people. And I'm pretty sure you lot will be busy tomorrow as well with a lot of tweets, hopefully positive ones. So yeah.
Cheers, man. See ya.
Cheers. Take care. That was Bruno having his say.
We've got 236 people, man. Like up the video.
Yeah. Let's see what like. Sorry, by the way, people. I weren't being rude to anyone. I was literally Lou. I don't know why you started the stream that quickly. Not only did you start the stream, you started the stream, people. If you just join us now, you started the stream. I came back from the toilet. I thought, let me just sit down. Why am I seeing it's live for 2 minutes and no one's on the stream?
I was letting everyone gather people. Let's gather.
I bet people are thinking like, what on earth is going on? Why is it live and no one is literally on my screen? Everyone just talks to each other.
I was stirring a dutchie pot. For the stew chicken.
Fair enough. You know what? Because we won, it's fair. It's fine. Let's bring on Nosa next. Nosa, 2-0 win at Old Trafford. Fantastic win. And much better than what we saw against Brentford.
Yeah, much better. Fantastic. As Mateta says, it was a good result overall. I think the game plan was good. Defenders were solid. The substitutions were good. And it was just a positive display of football. I was really impressed with Richards today, man. Everyone was critiquing him when he came in against Leicester, saying, oh, he's not good on the ball, this, that, and the third. But it just takes a couple games to get that confidence back in, because they're professional footballers and they know what they're doing. They don't get signed and play at that level for no reason. And Richards, he showcased his quality today. Good balls out the back, his one-touch passing, there was one time the ball came over the top, he controlled it in the air and then cleared it. I was impressed by that. Those little things, and overall I just think it was a good display of football. I was impressed with Eze when he came on, and this is what we're talking about, the entertainment factor. Everyone knows how good Eze is, in as much as he doesn't bring out the best performances. The stats, it's all good and well having the stats, but Eze can do both. He can get the stats, he can bring the quality in play. You see the run where he made around the 7th minute when he went past 3 or 4 players.
Oh yeah, calmed it down. He calmed it down.
I'm saying, that's the Eze we know. We don't want to just. It's all good and well getting stats. It's all good and well. I'm not that type of football fan. I like entertainment, and every Palace fan, I'm pretty sure I can speak for them. We grew up in the past 10 years on entertainment factor at the club. Even football fans in general, they know Palace to be like an entertaining team on the counter, just having skillful players or just bringing that, that zest to football. And I feel like this is the Eze we know, and I was impressed with him. In contrary to Kamada, I think some fans are being a bit harsh on him. I think he had an okay game. He just couldn't find it. It just wasn't ticking for him, unfortunately. There was other days where he was all right, but it just wasn't ticking for him. Like,
it was those moments, isn't it, where he got the ball in half spaces or he got the ball in threatening positions where it was a lack of quality, which makes his game look much worse than it was.
Exactly, yeah, and it's highlighted with Kamada because he hasn't got the ball rolling for him, and I don't think he's a bad player because he came from was Lazio, right? Lazio, actually, he came from Lazio.
Yeah, Lazio.
The Italian league is not as combative as the Premier League and so forth. It's similar to when Max Meyer, the German. He wasn't really combative. You can see his quality, like you can see he was a technical player, but there wasn't really anything that he was showcasing as such because, like, I think it just was a tactical culture thing, and it just made him struggle. And with Kamada, it was I believe it was a Glasner signing. He was one of his old players, right?
Yeah, from Frankfurt.
Yeah, exactly. It might take a season to adjust. Like, there's a number of players that we can talk on here about that took like a season or two to make it click. I know Mateta was a bit younger, as the Bruno guy said earlier when he came in, but there's been a number of players I can think of that didn't click straight away. But nevertheless, I just think it was a good game overall. And away from home, we just seem to just keep on doing what we need to do, like to get. So I know we're a counter-attacking team, but we had a fair share of possession in that game. Don't you guys think?
Yeah. Quick question. Yeah. I watched when he was on last time, and I said to D, this guy knows ball. Yeah, I said, what's your thoughts on Wharton?
You did not say that. When did
you
say that?
I did.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did. I said that guy that came on.
You know ball, but you're not taking credit for it now. I don't remember you telling me that.
Bro, you're D. We all know you're a liar, bro. But anyway, when Nick was on, when you was on with Nick.
Yeah, I genuinely I'm joking. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I know you are. But anyway, what's your thoughts on Wharton?
I like Wharton. He's a tidy player. It was a bit disappointing that he got injured. I knew you could tell he was injured because he wasn't playing sharp the beginning of the season. He wasn't sharp. Like towards the end of the season, that was poetic. Him, Elise, Eze, and the thing about Wharton, I feel like a player like Kamada would benefit from him because Kamada, he just needs to get a few other technical players around him. In as much as we've got like players like Mateta, Sarr, and Mitchell and Gehi, those type of players that get on the ball much more. I just think you need someone that just can read the game before he even passes the ball. Those type of players, because the players that we currently have now. Sorry.
No, go
on. The players that we currently have now, they're good. I think Mitchell had a good game today, obviously, but like I said, when his creativity lets him down a little bit because when he gets the ball in dangerous positions, he overthinks it. Like against West Ham, similar. When we first started the match, it was just quick. Oh, he's on the counter. He put 2 amazing crosses in the box. He didn't have to think about it too much. Like when he has to think about doing things, and because he came from the youth level, he was playing on a back 3 centre back, if I'm correct, on the left hand side. So I don't really expect a lot offensively from Mitchell, but every time he does play, he does all right. And you can see he was blown out towards the end. Like he was blown out because we need a replacement, not necessarily a replacement, but just someone that could, battle
competition.
Yeah, exactly, competition. Like likewise, we see for other teams. United got a new left back, Patrick Dorgu. He looks like a decent signing. His competition, in as much as he may not be better than Mitchell, or he is better than Mitchell, it'll make both of them be on their toes. Mitchell knows he's going to play every single game, no matter what. Klein ain't going to take his position. Like, is it Kapora?
Kapora, yeah.
Going to take his position, and rightfully so, because Mitchell's been decent. He's just that his offensive play, when you look at it holistically, not just like when you look at his football from offensively, holistically, it's not that bad. But obviously, when it matters the most, it can be a bit disappointing, which is just unfortunate. That's just not his style of play. And Glasner recognise it. I think some teammates recognise it. He probably knows it himself because there's a couple of interviews I've seen him highlight saying that, oh, I'm a defender. My first objective is to defend, which is true. But in a back 5 is completely different. And I just hope like he just continues going strong, improving on his offensive play, and we get another left back in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So tomorrow, what do you want to see, ideally? from
Do you know
Palace.
I do want to see a left. Do you know what it is? A fullback in any position would be ideal, but of course we're going to prioritize left wing back because Clamp plays right back and Kapora plays right back. But they're just, I feel like they're surplus to requirements right now, in my opinion. Not to be disrespectful to them, but Kapora's young, and Klein, he doesn't really get a run of games unless it's like the last 15, 20 minutes if we're in comfortable position. But a left wing back would be ideal. I know Diouf is just all over the place right now. A couple clubs are in for him, and Liverpool are there as well. And it's just, I don't think we're going to get him. I think it's just that's just out the window. But if we can get a left back, a centre back, and I want to see another offensive player come on, because when Eze came on, all my family's United supporters, and they said they all know that, oh, how dangerous Eze is. It brought the fear factor in them. It was like, oh, Eze's coming on. As soon as Eze came on, they were like, oh, we might lose this. We need more fear factor to opposing teams. I know we got Eze. I know we got Mateta. Mateta, everyone knows what Mateta is now. He just bullies defenders. But I would say if we get a left back, and a centre back as well. How can I forget a centre back? Because when Lacroix got injured, I was scared. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, when he went down, me and D was scared on the live stream. Boy, was that what's happened? What's happened?
What's going on?
Mitchell, I saw Mitchell down for like half a second. I was like, oh, like we can't afford for this to happen. I know we critique Mitchell, but he's a solid left back. I wouldn't want to see Klein playing that left wing back position. That'll be a disaster class. But overall, I think those three signings, if we prioritize like a left wing back, a centre back, and an offensive player in left or right flank, I'm not really bothered. Or even a striker, just
we won't get another offensive player, no way.
I know. I'm just.
Essay is the one, isn't it? That we brought in.
Yeah. But you know what it is? It's just that a signing like Nketiah, I just thought we'd get the ball rolling by now. You know, in as much as we started the second half of the season, I would have expected Nketiah to just contribute goals. You know, when Mateta had his run from January to June or May, where it was, Edward was still getting goals. And it's exactly what I want Nketiah to showcase, because he's a decent striker. You don't play for Arsenal for no reason. They would have sold him much earlier than he is. He's 25. You know, and they would have sold him much earlier than it is. So I just really expect goals from him. Just if he can nick a goal from like a corner or just one of them cheap goals you get as a striker. But it just hasn't came yet. It's just unfortunate because I do like him as a player, but he hasn't got the ball rolling yet.
Yeah, he hasn't. But look, appreciate you coming on, bro. Hopefully we can get another positive result against Doncaster, because that game is massive to me personally. Not because I hate Doncaster, because I want us to progress in the cup, especially with this manager. So yeah, we got a bit of a rest. Next weekend we got off, and then on Monday night, let's see what we can do. But thank you for coming on.
Always appreciate for your time on here, and having a
take care, you too.
A bit, bro.
That was Nose having to say. There's a super chat here from Sergeant Bash. Really appreciate it. Love it when we make Gold Bridge cry. Enjoy takeaway on me, lads. Love the channel. Keep it up. Appreciate you all tuning into the show. If you haven't already done so, hit the like button, people, and subscribe. We'll open up. Well, the lines are already open. It should be pinned. So if you want to join us live and give us your say on the game, feel free to do so. I'll put the comment in again. So all you have to do is click on that link, and you can join us live right now to discuss about that game. But yeah, Nosa made a few good points there, especially with the transfer business. Just the only thing I wouldn't want to I don't think we're signing a forward.
No. We signed a forward. We've done it.
Yeah. I think we're kind of sorted there in terms of like Nketiah, Mateta, SSR, and then we'll see what France are. But it's Kamada and Eze right now, which is fine. But yeah, today, I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to the Doncaster game to see how much minutes he plays. But Wharton could be a massive difference maker to the side.
I've been saying it. You was laughing and joking when I was saying, bro, this guy he's just next level. He's next level. Off the ball, on the ball. Like, bro, he's
who do you think loses out his position? Because Lerma didn't come off today. It was Hughes.
Lerma. Hughes was on a yellow card. But listen, I already said I stuck my neck out from like before he went to the Euros. I was saying this is £100 million player. I put all my stocks in Wharton. Like these type of players don't come around every now and then. Like on the ball, off the ball, his intelligence, he doesn't back out tackles. He's just an all-round unbelievable player. Like, and if we can have him fit for the second half of the season all the way through, honestly, we could do an FA Cup run. because there's no team that's going to really want to play us if we get some reinforcements in.
Well, it depends on who we draw. I mean, the draw right now.
There's not the only team. Honestly, with Wharton in the middle and a fully fit squad, there's no team bar Liverpool, maybe Arsenal that I fear. And even then, and Arsenal are out.
What do you think about Lerma? We was on.
Lerma was really good. Lerma was really good physically, but he had that good. He did play a good pass through to Mateta in the first half, but we played our best football with Hughes and Wharton at the end of last season. So yeah, I would go Hughes and Truth. I don't even know why you're putting up Truth, brother. He just waffles. He's a troll anyway.
It's funny. You always bite.
That's not biting. I'm just calling people out.
That is funny. Lerma was better than Hughes today. That's what Truth said.
And you was the first in the chat.
But yeah, tomorrow we're going to be doing a stream on deadline day. I forgot.
Yeah. Me and Pat's player ratings are going to be out tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah, we'll do that out in the afternoon. We'll release that in the afternoon. Did you see the Arsenal game, by the way, just out of context?
Yeah, I've got it on over here.
Yeah, when Arsenal scored, did you see what Gabriel done to Haaland?
No, what did he do?
He ran in his face and started laughing. I can't
a bit early for that though.
Yeah, exactly. I can't lie. If I'm Haaland, my head is hot.
But Haaland don't even touch the ball hardly enough to even.
Yeah, exactly. If I could get
too
spicy, like this is a game and a half, he could get spicy. I think also scored a second. It went offside. Let me go through the chat a bit. Elliot saying FA Cup run and push for top 8, please. Thank you very much. Teams above us, though, it's a struggle, though, Lou, man.
The only way this happens, we sign a left wing back and centre back cover, and we keep players fit. Then it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
It's
not.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Listen, we beat Doncaster with 3 games from Wembley.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to say. And hopefully we get a favourable draw as well. And yeah, when you're just looking at some of the positions that we need to fill, if we fill them, then yes. But also teams above us. So right now, as it stands,
we're 7 points behind Europe.
Yeah,
and remember, Villa are in the Champions League and the FA Cup as well.
Yeah. And I guess the benefit now is that we've got a bit of time between games, so we can prep for a bit better. We can rest.
We've also got to play Brighton at home. We've got Fulham soon, and we've got Villa at home.
Yeah, we've got Villa and Fulham back to back.
Yeah, if we win those 2 games. I'm just saying. We do need to get reinforcements in though. Like 100%. A left wing back, we need it.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be massive in that regards. We do need a left wing back because I think Mitchell went off injured today, you know.
But if I'm being honest, I don't know if the chat agree with me. Like that game showed how good we are, but how good we could be with a flying left wing back. Like that game showed Mitchell's where he struggles. Again, there's been a lot of games that have done that, but it just reinforced.
I thought he was good today, Mitchell.
No, he was very good defensively.
Yeah, he had a few.
But there was how many times did he get the ball out wide and like he kicks it off, or he miscontrols it, or he gets a bit lost when he gets into the final third. If we had someone who was a bit more attack minded, that we could bring Mitchell off, or we can just move stuff around. It just gives us more options.
Yeah, but that's what I've been saying since last year. Like for us to be a bit more consistent, we just need the players. That's what we need, just the players. The thing is that we can beat United today, and we saw the Brentford game. Like we're not perfect, but as I think we can all agree, like we're just a couple of players away from having that decent squad. But that match, left wing back, if we bring in Chilwell instead of Juve, I don't know. Like I don't know how much that will improve. For example,
I don't know if you've listened to it, but I listened to Carl's transfer podcast on Winging It, and he made some valid points, and he said that it is, to some extent, it is a panic. He said it himself. They did panic a bit. He said they didn't expect Slavia to have the upper side on the negotiations after selling 2 players, and that only came up because Spurs keeper got injured, and then Norwich spent 8 million. So again, it's negligence from the board. But he was basically saying Glasner is such an educated, like switched on person. He come into Palace knowing how Palace operate. So he said there's no chance of him walking away, but there's always a chance a big European club come in and take him.
Yeah.
He said Chilwell's not great. He said it looks like the upside of it doesn't look great because he hasn't played. It looks like a risk. If it came off, it could be great business. If it doesn't, it could look really bad. But yeah, me personally, I would rather we didn't go for Chilwell. That's just me personally.
Yeah, but then I'd rather still have Chilwell than nobody. I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
If he stays fit, that is. But yeah, it's still like an option.
No, definitely cramped. Definitely. He was knackered. He covered a lot of ground. Remember, every time the ball went out to Mazwari, he was on him every single time. And he had to deal with Ahmad as well. He had a lot of workload. That's why we need a player that can come on with 20, 30 minutes. Tell Mitchell, run into the ground for 50, 60 minutes. Come off. Next game, you start on the bench. We have a different left wing back come on. It's just simple stuff.
You know, yeah, when it comes down to Mitchell, I said it on a watch along as well. We are very lucky he doesn't get injured. Like, very lucky. Very lucky he doesn't get injured, because if he picked up injuries here and there, there's literally no one else that can play down that side. I don't know who would come in. Jeffrey, like, jokes aside, who would come in right now? Jeffrey Schlupp?
I think Klein would play there.
Yeah, it's not serious. To me, it's not serious enough. But that's the thing. We got another, we're approaching 24 hours to sort out the problem. We left it last minute. But it's on us. Like, we have to get it done. We have to bring in someone at left wing back just in case. But yeah, if Mitchell gets injured, we are done. So there's that fine balance, because some people may talk about Mitchell's performances today and say, oh, look, he wasn't good enough. But then again, it's like, yeah, he wasn't good enough, but the guy hasn't had competition, one, for how many years? And two, yeah, who do you bring in if he's not good enough? Mm-hmm. So it's like you can't really do much about the situation. If we had a player, then fair enough. With Munoz, I don't know if we can have similar conversation. Maybe Kupora comes in, but then again, that depends on how Glasner rates him. But with Mitchell, there's literally no one. There's no one, unless you want to include Teo, which is not serious.
Let's just take him for a second. Man United fans and the whole media said they were getting a top European coach. Yeah, Glasner small boyed him today. Like, he showed him with, I don't know. Would you say our squad's much worse than theirs? It's probably man for man. It's probably quite even.
11 was, yeah. When you put 11, like, we didn't have Wharton start, as I said.
Glasner outdone him today. He's a top manager. Like, it's actually insane that this guy's our manager.
But that's the thing. If we want him to stay as our manager, then we need to do everything we can. Like, if he was to stay for 1 or 2 or 3 more years, I would probably say it would be the best chance of us winning the trophy or going to Europe probably in our history. Yeah, or us progressing to the next level. You know what Steve Pipe said about the next level? Maybe that's what it's talking about.
Don't get twisted. The Dortmunds and the PSGs and they will be hovering.
Yeah, they will be. Well, Bayern hovered in the summer. Yeah. We dodged that bullet, and they ended up getting company.
We need them to win the league and the cup.
We need every good team to do well.
Yeah,
at this point, somehow every good team to do well. John saying, you see, with teams like Bournemouth and Forest, they haven't bought top players, but they've invested a lot of money to get really full and competitive squads.
But their recruitment's been good because they've seen what they need, like Milenkovic to complement Murillo. Ola Aina is a player that I wanted at Palace. I think T wanted him. Loads of people wanted him. Right-footed and left-footed player who can play anywhere across the back. And they got that style that I would normally associate Palace with, the big man up top with the 2 flying wingers and just Maverick in Morgan Gibbs-White. The balance is perfect.
But then, yeah, they've got the depth as well. Like, you have, like,
they did take a -4, though. They did take a -4. Is it -4 they took?
You know what? I'll take a -5 or 10.
There you go.
But one level on points with Arsenal. Do you get it? Yeah. It's a risk. Yeah. What did they take? Forget about the points. They took a risk.
Yeah, they took a risk.
I'm not saying Palace should be getting points deduction. We're not getting points deduction because, trust me, we don't spend money. Like, we're not.
Didn't they bought their first season? They bought like 23 players, didn't they?
Yeah. They took a gamble and it's worked out for them. I mean, it's worked out for them, but now it's going to be hard to remain there. But Steve Parish was talking about this though. He did mention it on that podcast he was on the other day, saying that we could maybe be like a Forest if we didn't have a few injuries. But there's also a few stuff that we could do better.
Bournemouth have done well because they've bought everyone they kind of need now. Apart from they've lost, obviously, Evan Nilsson was Solanke's replacement and he's got injured. But I don't think they can make many more big purchases. They're going to have to sell players. But that Hoyson at the back, he's got a release clause. Big teams will be hovering over. That's the catch-22 as well. Like, you do really well when getting to Europe. All of a sudden, your players are getting taken left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but they're going for good money. So
yeah.
And
but then it's like contingency plan. Yeah.
Better squad. Instead of that one player, you could buy his replacement and you can build players around him. That's what we're trying to do, anyways. We're not selling club, by the way. Palace,
because a selling club like Brighton. Look how the bubbles kind of burst with Brighton. The only time they've gone big, they are. I said this when we last had when we're comparing to other teams. I don't care if Brighton are 3-4 points ahead of us. They are crap, and I don't know how they accumulated all those points. I feel like every team was kind of off when they played them, but yeah.
Yeah. Mary saying, is the Juve deal still in play? Or
no?
It seems unlikely. It
looks like Brighton are the team most interested, but no one's going to pay 20 million for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
And he ain't tried to force a move.
Exactly. They want to force him. Maybe he is, but they don't care. He's under contract. Yeah.
But exactly. How many teams would have taken a chance on Chris Wood? Not many. He's 36, 37 years old. Like,
they've got double figures now in the league. I think he has.
Yeah, I think so. Listen, they need to give him that bread. They need to give him the money.
Stop even stingy with it. Like, stop even
give him the money, man.
Exactly. Like, with the striker market right now,
it's a disrespect if they don't give it to him. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's been too greedy. I understand it's a business at the end of the day, but it's like, how many good strikers are out there? Like, the striker market is absolutely awful. You look at Arsenal, they got Havertz up front. With all due respect, like.
Did you see that run Mateta done from the edge of his box? This guy is a man possessed.
Yeah, and his first touch, everything is on point. And I think we will end up giving him the money. I think we will, because we don't want to upset him. We want to keep him. So hopefully. I think he has to be done. He's earned it. I think we were patient. We said, let's go into the season. Let's see what you do this season. And this season is scoring goals still. So there's no real reason to not give it. David said no one wanted to take a chance on Wharton, but we did. Eze the same, Elise as well. Yeah, you have to take a gamble.
How good was that second goal, though? I know me and D was going mad, but just the move was so smooth. Just that Wharton knew the pass before the person had played it to him. He knew where he wanted to go, and that's what we've been missing so much.
Yeah, he's very composed on the ball. Like, he knows his vision. That's what makes it special.
He reads the game so much. Like, even when players are trying to play past him, he knows exactly where to go to stop it.
And that's the biggest gift, because there might be players as technical as Wharton in terms of passing and stuff, but to read the game as he does, that's what makes him really stand out. And if Sarr was open, it was an easy pass. He gave it to Sarr, and then Sarr ran in, and then the rest is history. Munoz went as well. We could have scored in the first half as well. Steven's saying, why do you seem so down? Is it just me? But I thought we beat Man United at Old Trafford. This is a dream. Oh, trust me, they're drilling in. You go to the start of the stream and go watch along. They're drilling in is like, oh, like we've been so up. So we've kind of spoke about the game at this point. So we're just talking about general chat about what we can do to progress. But trust me, I'm happy. I am over the moon. It's been a long few hours. We've done a live watch along together as well. Wharton should have played in the Euros.
We're 3.5 hours deep nearly, man.
We're gonna wrap up soon. Yeah. MY saying Kamada criticism might be less if Mitchell scored that. Yeah, I don't think Mitchell actually had a decent opportunity to score it. I know you said it.
Oh, when he cut it back, and then he crossed it and Sarr and like that. And then
I think that was more on Kamada than Mitchell. So
who cares about Kamada's performance, man? He's a
squad player.
He's a squad player. He's a good squad player.
Yeah.
Oh, what a save!
From who? From Raya.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 minutes behind. What's your minute?
22:50.
Okay, cool. I'm on 22:10. I'll see that in 2 minutes. Just wish we'd stop playing him earlier. Wharton's injury could have been handled better. Yeah.
Listen, there's no complaints today. Let's not
exactly. Let's look forward. What can we do now with Wharton coming back? What can we do now? What does this mean for Eze? What does it mean for a few other players? How can we sign? Who do we need to sign for us to progress? So look, we're there about. That was a save and a half.
D needs to. I need D to go down to the Sainsbury's tomorrow with a big sign that says sign a left wing back. Just stand there.
Like Sainsbury's manager's going to be confused because I know Steve Parish ain't there. Wow, on earth would I get Sainsbury's?
Okay, we'll get Stan to do it while he's here.
Oh yeah, Stan is here, exactly. And trust me, Stan will do it. Believe me, he will. He will be doing that. You can't ever get a good run of form going when you get constant abuse. Exactly. We have to. I feel like that's the case with Nketiah as well. I know some might disagree, but the fact that it's written off so quickly, I'm not really a fan of that. I'll be honest.
If I was in Nketiah watching Mateta, I'd be like,
yeah,
you know that meme when he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, but even today, like the live watch along, we were talking and people mentioned Nketiah. I'm like, he's not even on the pitch. Why is Nketiah like a conversation right now? He's not even on the pitch. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like with Kamada and Nketiah, there's like bias is already built towards them, which I understand because for whatever reason, £30 million and the other one is not doing well. He's the highest paid player, but it's like they are our players. With Nketiah in particular, we have to be careful with how we treat him because look how Arsenal fans disagree with me, but I think Arsenal fans were over the top with him at times. Like they just try to, they always hit him down.
But
and
every team's got their every team's got their scapegoat. He was probably their schlub. He was probably their schlub.
Is that and we don't want that for him at Pat. I mean, we spent £30 million. Like, let's get behind him when he does play, rather than just always saying, "Oh, let him not play." Let him. Like, it's fine. He doesn't have to start. He doesn't have to start because Mateta's playing as he is. But if he's coming off the bench, I don't think he's a terrible option to come off the bench. But of course, if we're all going to write him off straight away, then we've got no hope. Like we've got no hope. He's had some decent games. He's not been awful. Of course, he's had some bad games as well. But it's like expectations when the guy's coming off for 10, 15 minutes every game. He didn't even come on today. You have to consider that as well. Like Mateta had a good run of games, and then afterwards things started clicking for him. Because Mateta, when he wasn't playing as consistently, he wasn't scoring goals like this. So yeah, you have to get that in consideration. That's me anyway. That's my opinion. Of course, if you don't rate him, you don't rate him. But yeah, I think he plays in a cup against Doncaster, and then we go from there. But look, people, we're gonna wrap it up. The live watch along was there. Celebration. What happened?
Havertz has just missed the maddest chance.
What did I just say like 10 minutes ago about Mateta and Arsenal employing Havertz?
Well, when you see
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to pay him up. Arsenal employ Havertz. I'm going to see it in a few minutes' time, but like,
it's so bad.
Like, that is funny. That is funny. Havertz, I want to see this chance now. But yeah, pay up Mateta. That's another reason to pay up Mateta after that Havertz chance. After they missed it, man. Hit the like button, subscribe. That's it from us. Tomorrow, deadline day show. Oh my days, I'm right now. Let me see it. Yeah. Oh, that is so bad. He didn't even hit on target.
All right, pay the money, man.
Yeah, pay the money. Literally, pay the money. We don't want that to be us. He's on £260,000 a week. Yeah. By the way,
check out me and Patrick are gonna do the last Brentford one was a bit slow. We'll just like zoom through it. Yeah, we'll do a little statistical analysis of the game tomorrow. It'll be more positive than the Brentford one. And then that'll be a warm-up for the stream window when we bring in 4 players.
Hopefully. I'm happy he's going to be busy. Well, should be busy because it's content, but I'm still baffled to say how we're here. But look, that's it. No negatives, positives today. 2-0 win at Old Trafford. Yeah. The Theatre of Palace. Once again, another result. But until next time, up the Palace.